The MGTOW guys ripped this one. A bunch of men got together and formed a I Hate Girls Club, like what you do when you're 7, 8 years old.
My husband goes on Grindr to meet up with guys to explain how to find a partner.
And let me just say this, the best women in this world are going to be the most difficult and complex. Because around here, the difficult women are the ones who are going to show the most emotion and pour the most love into you.
Yesterday, a friend called me having a panic attack in her car. I've had friends where their date will leave in the middle of the date while they're in the bathroom. I've had friends whose boyfriends will break up with them on their birthday, on days of death, on graduation. Boyfriends take
that they haven't been teaching history class quite as well as they used to, or perhaps some just forgot about some rather notable events that happened over the past several decades.
They're a new outrage called MGTOW. Let's see what they have to say, other than crying. Subscribe if you support men.
Yesterday, a friend called me having a panic attack in her car because her boyfriend had called her an hour before and said that he loved her, all of these nice things, and that his family can't wait to meet her for Thanksgiving. An hour and a half later, and this is no exaggeration on the timeline, called her back and said that he's a high-value man and that he can do better than her, but she will never be able to do better than him, and that is over, and then hung up before she could even say anything. I've had friends where their date will leave in the middle of the date while they're in the bathroom. I've had friends whose boyfriends will break up with them on their birthday, on days of death, on graduation. Boyfriends taking other girls on their birthday trip.
This is absolutely true. I remember a couple of months ago, I made this video about this guy who was talking about how he broke up with his girlfriend while she was preparing for the Miss America pageant. He was trying to make himself sound like he was some hero in this story. The woman went on to meet another man and have a happy life, get married, to have kids and all of that. He's basically like, you know what, if I hadn't, broken her heart and, gotten out of the way, she would have never did that. Sir, you're no hero. Like, the idea that some men think that they're doing you some favor is amazing. And also, it takes a special kind of lowlife to try to make that day, that moment about them. Why not a month before your birthday or a month after your birthday? No, they want to ruin your birthday for you forever. They want to ruin your graduation. They want to ruin the day that you get the big promotion, ruin the day you get the big job, ruin your first day, your first night in your new apartment. They want to feel the sense of importance to know they have ruined that experience for you forever. To me, that is evil. You cannot paint yourself as some kind of hero when you go out of your way to destroy one of the happiest moments of somebody else's life. When I talk about the idea of sleeping with the enemy, this is what I'm talking about. These are the kind of men that are secretly jealous of you. They don't want to see you celebrated. They want to ruin that. They don't want to buy you a birthday gift. They don't want to say that, congratulations on your big promotion. They don't want you to be the one with the big job or making all the money. They're secretly jealous of you. And to keep them from having to actually celebrate you like they should, they'd rather pick a fight with you like, see, that's why I can't celebrate you because we broke up.
The MGTOW guys ripped this one. Okay, so I had to look this up. MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way. So apparently it's this online group of men that promote masculinity, hostility towards women, strong opposition towards feminism, and exaggerated misogyny. First of all, the only time I've ever been ripped was childbirth. TMI, I know, but Second of all, this is sad. So what you're telling me is a bunch of men got together and formed a I Hate Girls Club, like what you do when you're 7, 8 years old? So these men never grew up? Look, I don't hate all men, and I don't have followers that hate all men. We are cautious towards all men, and rightly so, because statistics show that men are our biggest predators. And you would tell your daughter to be cautious towards men as well. But this woman-hating group that's so active on the internet, trying to tear all of us women down, I don't think they understand that it's not tearing us down. It's only empowering us and bringing us together and supporting each other, because that's what women do. These men are mad that women have decentered men from our lives. Men are no longer the center of our lives anymore. We want equality. How is that bad, friend? How is it bad to say, I want to be equal? I want to be a partner. So these men believe that feminism and sexism and women in general are responsible for destroying the Western life, the Western way of living. And we are. And it's about damn time. This group is no different than the KKK and white supremacists. When there are a group of people in society that are being oppressed and they fight back, change has to happen, friend. And it is, and I'm so proud of all the women that came before me and the women that are standing beside me, fighting for our freedom and our equality. And most importantly, our safety. I don't mean to get emotional. I just don't understand this kind of hate. I don't understand why you would not want equality for all. I don't understand why these men come onto women's pages and say such disgusting things and insults. What I do know is that hurt people hurt people. So every time a man comes on and tries to hurt me, what they're doing is screaming, I'm a hurt child and I need attention. And any attention is better than no attention. The effort that these people put into hating a whole gender, if you just took that effort and put it into love, self-awareness, self-love, your whole world would change.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
So I am getting absolutely flamed on my latest YouTube video. I was answering someone's question on what I think about MGTOW, which stands for Men Going Their Own Way, which is essentially a philosophy or a movement. It's a group of men who are refusing relationships and they're refusing marriage and they're refusing having families because they essentially believe that the large majority, if not all, of women are hypergamous and incapable of loyalty. They're frustrated by things like feminism and the court system, and a lot of them have had really bad experiences with divorce and losing all their possessions, losing custody of their children. I feel like I was pretty fair in the video. Obviously, I'm biased because I married my high school sweetheart. I have a family. I'm not worried about any of that. But I do get why a lot of men are moving towards that ideology. Things are kind of a mess right now between men and women. What do you guys think?
Look at this article I found today. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Pathetic. I know you probably can't tell, but I'm quite woke and very alert to social injustice. Woke discrimination in dating should not be tolerated. Also, who wouldn't want this? I mean, look at these bangs. They're perfect. Come to think of it, I've been single for the past 10 years, ever since I started free bleeding in women's marches. But what kind of man doesn't love that level of confidence? I don't even have that many dating requirements. I mean, he has to be a vegan, obviously, and he must have his pronouns in his bio. He must provide proof of vaccination and all his boosters, and he must wear an N95 mask or equivalent during sex, but forget about condoms because that's what abortion healthcare is for. He needs to be okay with the fact that I don't shave any body hair, but he has to be perfectly manscaped with the body of Chris Hemsworth. He also must be okay with the fact that I wear natural deodorant. It doesn't really work, but at least I don't have aluminum seeping into my skin. And last but not least, he must not like video games or sports. So I don't really know what the problem is. I'm a total catch. Did you ever think that maybe it's your attitude, or maybe it's your irrational list of standards? What do you mean attitude? Also, I don't have to lower my standards for any man or anyone.
There was a study called from the Pew Center Research conducted a study that said 63% of men under age 30 would rather stay home and watch porn than go on a date. Men say they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date. Would men rather stay single than be with a woman is the question.
That's what they're saying, pretty much.
63% of men.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah, they just ain't got no money.
They don't have money, which you should get your money up before you start dating. So it is cheaper to sit home and beat your meat than actually go out and find actual women to hang out with.
That's a sad reality.
I disagree.
Why? What do you think?
Is it less of a headache to have to deal with a woman or something?
There it goes. Like, it's a headache. Now I got to take you out. I got to hear what you had to tell your whole day.
That's why you take out people you actually like, and then you don't feel that.
Yeah, but then I got to get to know you first to like you, right?
Yeah.
So how do I get to know you?
Call them.
So you rather hand?
Hey, listen, I'm married.
You always gotta say. Okay, so if you wasn't married,
I'd probably beat him. I mean, 100 miles an hour.
And let me just say this. The best women in this world are going to be the most difficult and complex. There is no way you are going to find an easy woman that is worth your while. There is just no way. And if you take that difficulty and the complex aspect of who she is and turn it into her being crazy, then you need to just go find a basic woman. Because around here, the difficult women are the ones who are going to show the most emotion and pour the most love into you. They're the ones that are going to take a house and make it into a home. They're going to take anything that you give them and multiply it. They're going to provide in that way. They're going to give you children. They're going to give you food to eat. They're going to make a house a home. And it's not going to be easy. The women who are looked at as difficult and complex are the ones who have the most love inside of them to give. And if you can't handle that, once again, go find a basic one.
This person doesn't want to chase you, you don't want to chase them, so then no one's really trying.
Okay, in this video, this girl's talking about a conversation she had with her friend about why the dating scene is dead in 2024. And this is right up my street. So the answer to this question is pornography. And in the past, men didn't have that luxury. They would have to chase the woman. They would give her gifts. They would give her compliments and keep asking her, courting her, trying to get her to go on a date with them. But now, they don't do that because they don't have the motivation to do it. They don't need to do that because before, back in the day, they would have to go to the video store, pick out their video, look like a pervert, look disgusting, feel ashamed, and they don't have to feel that anymore. They can open up their phone and access any girl they want to. So the reason why the dating scene is dead in 2024 is pornography.
Newsflash. But men still actually do go to war, and they have been for quite a while. I suppose it's entirely possible that they haven't been teaching history class quite as well as they used to, or perhaps some just forgot about some rather notable events that happened over the past several decades. But I digress. But it will never cease to amaze me how much some individuals like to be in other people's business. For instance, this gentleman is just sitting there, minding his own business, living, as they say, his best life, enjoying his beverage of choice, and yet there are still some that will criticize him for not drinking a manly enough beverage. As if it wasn't enough that there have been individuals over the past few years saying that there's too much toxic masculinity out there, but yet when they see someone who's not appearing to be manly enough, will still find some reason to try to criticize that person. I mean, seriously, pick which way you want it, because you can't really have it both ways.
This is why guys aren't dating right now. And it's because a lot of them are just grinding, right?
My husband told me that this was the exact reason that he was single for so long. My husband was grinding away, and he was not looking for a partner for a very long time. But now my husband coaches other single men that are looking to not be single any longer. That is the reason that my husband joined Grindr. My husband is an influencer on the Grindr app now. I love how popular he is on Grindr. He loves Grindr, the coffee app. Grindr, if you didn't know, is an app that men go on to share their love of coffee. And my husband goes on Grindr to meet up with guys to explain how to find a partner nowadays. I love that he is on the app Grindr now, and I love that he meets so many men and coaches them through their singleness. I think it is really important for married men to share how they met their wives. And I love that my husband is leading the force on Grindr these days. I just love my husband so much.